Your brain holds you back from starting a business. Every day, millions of people have brilliant business ideas, but only a tiny fraction ever act on them. What stops them isn't lack of money, skills, or opportunity. It's their own mind. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, comfortable, and stuck in patterns that prevent entrepreneurial success. It whispers, "What if you fail?" instead of "What if you succeed?" It focuses on problems instead of solutions. It chooses security over growth. But successful entrepreneurs think differently. They've trained their brains to embrace uncertainty, spot opportunities, and take action despite fear. The incredible news? You can rewire your thinking too. Neuroscience shows us that your brain is remarkably adaptable. You can literally reshape the neural pathways that control your decision-making, risk assessment, and problem-solving abilities. In this video, I'll reveal the exact mental training techniques that transform ordinary thinkers into successful business builders. Get ready to unlock the entrepreneur hiding inside your mind. Entrepreneurial mental. Our parents hold different beliefs about risk and success, living in various environments, born into different economic circumstances, with varying exposure to entrepreneurship and business thinking. Take, for example, how people view failure and opportunity. Entrepreneurs who grew up in families where calculated risks were celebrated during their formative years tend to have a more positive relationship with uncertainty and a higher inclination to start ventures. Those who grew up in environments where security was prioritized over opportunity often struggle with the ambiguity that comes with building something new. A person's early exposure to creative problem solving and analytical thinking greatly shapes their ability to balance innovation with practical execution. People make every business decision based on the mental models they've developed and the cognitive patterns that feel familiar to them. According to neuroscience research, our brains are remarkably plastic, meaning we can literally rewire our thinking patterns. We all have unique starting points, but since there's no universally correct way to think like an entrepreneur, all of us can train our minds for success. We make business decisions based on our mental programming, but that programming can be deliberately improved. The power of cognitive compounding. Many of today's most successful entrepreneurs share a common trait. They never stop training their brains. What is remarkable is how small, consistent improvements in cognitive abilities can compound into extraordinary business intuition over time. Your brain forms new connections and strengthens existing ones every time you deliberately practice a mental skill. Let's say you spend just 20 minutes a day using brain training apps focused on pattern recognition and decision-making speed. If you compound this daily mental training over months and years, the results become extraordinary. You develop what feels like supernatural ability to spot market opportunities, evaluate risks quickly, and make decisions with confidence. Many successful entrepreneurs began serious cognitive development early in their careers, but even starting later in life can yield remarkable results. Someone who begins deliberate brain training at age 35, spending just 20 minutes daily on exercises that improve memory, focus, creative thinking, and emotional intelligence, will see dramatic enhancement in their ability to recognize patterns, generate innovative solutions, and maintain emotional equilibrium under pressure within 2 years of consistent practice. Consider Jim Kwik, author of the transformative book Limitless. Kwik demonstrates that our brains are capable of extraordinary adaptation when we apply the right techniques. His research shows that memory techniques, focus exercises, and learning accelerators can literally change how effectively your mind processes information. If you're serious about training your entrepreneurial brain, I highly recommend getting a copy of Limitless from Amazon. You'll find the link in the description below. This book is absolutely worth purchasing and studying, as it provides the scientific foundation for upgrading your mental capabilities in ways that directly impact business success. Optimism and mental programming. When it comes to starting a business, we all carry mental programming that can either propel us forward or hold us back. Successful entrepreneurs have trained their brains to maintain optimism while staying grounded in reality. The difference between those who persist through challenges and those who give up lies in how their brains process both success and failure. Business naturally attracts pessimism because our brains are wired to pay attention to threats. A business failure that happens quickly attracts immediate attention and can cause us to question our entire entrepreneurial journey. However, the gradual process of building expertise, developing market understanding, and creating value often goes unnoticed. Every day, thousands of small business owners make progress that doesn't make headlines, but represents real wealth creation. This slow progress attracts less attention than dramatic failures or overnight success stories. The entrepreneurs who succeed have trained their brains to focus on long-term progress rather than short-term noise. Despite setbacks and failures, they maintain the belief that persistence, learning, and adaptation will eventually lead to breakthrough results. There are many overnight business disasters, but few overnight business miracles. Most successful businesses are built through consistent effort over time, not dramatic moments of inspiration. Luck, risk, and cognitive preparation. In 1995, only a few hundred people out of 6 billion had access to the early commercial internet and the foresight to understand its business potential. Those entrepreneurs, including Jeff Bezos, who started Amazon, had exceptional vision and work ethic, but they also benefited from being in the right place at the right time. However, for every entrepreneur who succeeded during the dot-com boom, dozens of others had similar access and opportunities, but failed spectacularly. The difference wasn't just luck or timing, it was how their brains had been trained to process uncertainty, adapt to rapid change, and make decisions with incomplete information. Some had developed cognitive flexibility to pivot when original ideas didn't work. Others had trained their emotional intelligence to build teams that carried them through difficult periods. Still others had cultivated memory techniques and learning systems that allowed them to absorb new information faster than competitors. Understanding that entrepreneurial success combines preparation, opportunity, and trained mental capabilities helps us approach business building with both ambition and humility. The entrepreneurs who thrive have learned to maximize their cognitive advantages while acknowledging the role that timing and circumstances play in their journey. True entrepreneurial freedom. People want to start businesses to create wealth and independence, but the real goal is deeper. The ability to solve problems you care about, work with people you respect, and build something meaningful that lasts. Research consistently shows that having control over your creative output and decision-making process is the most reliable predictor of entrepreneurial satisfaction and long-term success. This control comes not from having unlimited resources or perfect market conditions, but from having trained your brain to think clearly under pressure, generate innovative solutions, and maintain emotional equilibrium during inevitable challenges. Training your entrepreneurial brain gives you the highest return on investment of any business skill. Pursuing external opportunities without developing internal capabilities is like trying to build a skyscraper on a weak foundation. The long tail principle. Richard Branson has started over 400 companies during his entrepreneurial career, launching ventures in industries ranging from airlines to space travel. Most of these businesses failed or performed poorly. Most people have never heard of the majority of Virgin's ventures because they didn't succeed. Branson's secret was understanding a crucial principle: launch many experiments and hold on to them long enough for a few to become extraordinarily successful. Perhaps 90% of Branson's business ventures turned out to be of little value. But that doesn't matter if the other 10% become Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Mobile, or other breakthrough successes. These exceptional outcomes are known as long tails, when a small number of results account for the majority of your success. This principle applies to almost every aspect of building a business. Take Apple, for example. The company has released dozens of products over the decades, but its success has largely been driven by a few tail events: the iPhone, iPad, and a handful of revolutionary products. These breakthroughs more than compensated for all of Apple's less successful experiments. Rather than apologizing for failures, successful entrepreneurs understand that experimentation is the price of innovation. When their first few attempts don't work, many entrepreneurs give up instead of treating those attempts as necessary steps in the learning process. Once you accept that most business experiments will fail, but a few will drive extraordinary results, you realize that persistence and systematic experimentation are more important than avoiding all mistakes. Building wealth versus looking successful. It's crucial to understand the difference between building real value and appearing successful. Success theater is about the image you project, while true wealth creation is about the assets and systems you build behind the scenes. Real entrepreneurial wealth isn't what others can see. It's what they can't. The intellectual property, customer relationships, automated systems, and cash-generating assets that compound over time. Many individuals borrow against future earnings to fund an impressive lifestyle, while truly wealthy entrepreneurs often live below their means and reinvest profits back into growing their businesses. Wealth creation isn't about the office space you rent or the equipment you buy. It's about the value-creating systems you develop over time. Building real wealth requires discipline and delayed gratification. We're conditioned to believe that business success means spending money on impressive things, but the real key to building wealth is consistently reinvesting in assets that generate future income. The true key to entrepreneurial wealth is systematic value creation, customer focus, and building assets that work for you even when you're not working. Paying the price for success. Building a business is like climbing a mountain. You understand before beginning that uncertainty, rejection, and setbacks are simply part of the price you must pay to reach your entrepreneurial goals. But many people think they can avoid the emotional and mental challenges and somehow get extraordinary results without paying the full price. If you want to build a significant business, you can invest the full price in terms of time, learning, and systematic development for breakthrough results. You can try to build something smaller with less investment, but accept more modest outcomes. Or you can attempt to find shortcuts that promise extraordinary results without the corresponding effort, but this rarely works. The entrepreneurs who achieve substantial success consistently invest in developing their capabilities, understanding their markets deeply, and building systems that create ongoing value. However, this journey includes inevitable periods of uncertainty, financial stress, rejection, and moments when progress feels impossibly slow. The price you must pay isn't just about money or time, it's about accepting the emotional journey that comes with creating something valuable in an uncertain world. This price isn't immediately obvious when you're inspired by success stories, but you must pay it. The key is to convince yourself that the entrepreneurial journey's challenges are worth it, that they're admission fees rather than unfair obstacles. If you view the inevitable difficulties as punishments rather than necessary parts of the process, you'll never develop the resilience required for long-term success. I've also provided you with a free ebook on finance in the description box below. Download it and read through it. It contains practical strategies for managing your money while building your business, which is crucial for maintaining the financial stability that allows you to take entrepreneurial risks intelligently. Breaking the preparation trap. Know when enough preparation becomes procrastination. Every time you think you need to learn just one more skill or develop just one more aspect of your business plan before starting, you keep moving the starting line further away. You need only look at the stories of countless would-be entrepreneurs who spent years preparing to start businesses, but never actually launched anything. The pursuit of perfect readiness without taking action is like preparing for a journey that you never begin. No matter how much you study maps and pack supplies, there comes a point where you must actually start walking. The preparation can become all-consuming, leading to a lack of real progress and practical learning that only comes from engaging with actual customers and market feedback. How do you stop being lazy and build a successful business? The answer lies in training your brain to take intelligent action despite uncertainty, developing the cognitive flexibility to learn from real-world feedback, and building the emotional resilience to persist through inevitable challenges. If you liked today's video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. See you soon in the next video.